A manufacturing CEO called me recently with what he thought was an ERP problem. They had implemented ERP 2 years ago. Inventory was visible, orders were tracked, planning was structured. On paper, everything looked under control. But on the ground, it was different. Materials were misplaced, picking errors were increasing, dispatches were delayed, system stock didn't match physical stock. He asked, "We invested in ERP to bring discipline. Why does our warehouse still feel chaotic?" The issue wasn't ERP. It was what ERP is designed to do and what it is not designed to do. Hi, I am Shrikant Prabhudesai. I work with manufacturing businesses to improve delivery, cost, and operational stability so systems translate into real performance. Today, I want to talk about warehouse management systems. Why ERP is not enough, what gaps warehouse management systems fill, and how it fits into your system. First reason, ERP tracks inventory. WMS, which is a warehouse management system, manages movement. ERP is a transaction system. It tells you what came in, what was issued, what was dispatched, but it does not control how material moves inside the warehouse. That's where most problems begin. I worked with a 70 crore fabrication company. ERP was fully implemented, but on the floor, materials were stored wherever space was available. No fixed locations, no picking logic. So, when an order came, operators searched, wrong items were picked, dispatches got delayed, ERP was working. The warehouse was not, because ERP records what happened. WMS controls how it should happen. Second reason, without WMS, accuracy depends on people. In most warehouses, location knowledge sits in people's heads. Picking depends on experience. FIFO is attempted, not enforced. This works until scale increases. I saw this in a 50 crore business with 2000 SKUs. As long as the same supervisor was present, things ran smoothly. When he was absent, errors increased, shortages appeared, urgent purchases went up. The system didn't fail, dependency failed. A WMS changes this. It introduces defined bin locations, system-driven put away, directed picking, barcode validation, and other stuff. Now, the system tells the operator what to do. That's the shift from people-dependent to system-driven operations. Third reason, ERP cannot handle warehouse complexity at scale. As SKU count increases, locations increase, movement increases, errors increase. ERP isn't built for that level of detail. It works at item or batch level, but warehouses operate at rack, bay, shelf, bin, and pallet level. Decisions like where to store, where to pick from, how to optimize movement, these require real-time execution logic, and that is what WMS is built for. What does a WMS actually add? A good WMS brings structured location management, put away and picking strategies, cycle counting, real-time accuracy, and scanning based validation. In practical terms, less searching, fewer errors, and faster dispatch, more reliable inventory. Integration. WMS complements ERP systems. A WMS doesn't replace an ERP system. ERP remains the system of record. WMS becomes the system of execution. In a typical flow, ERP creates a transaction. WMS decides how to execute it. Operators follow system instructions. Updates flow back to ERP. The real issue is operating design. Most businesses expect ERP to solve warehouse problems, but ERP was never designed for execution control. The tool is correct, the application is misaligned. When should you consider WMS? When SKU count grows, warehouse size increases, errors and delays become frequent, inventory accuracy drops, or operations depend on a few key people. At that point, not having a WMS becomes expensive. A warehouse doesn't fail due to lack of effort. It fails when it operates without systems built for its complexity. ERP gives visibility, WMS gives control. And that's a big difference between knowing what inventory you have and being able to move it accurately, quickly, and consistently. If your warehouse feels harder to run than it should, the question is not whether your ERP is working. The question is your warehouse designed for the scale you have reached?